The former president of Liberia has been found guilty of war crimes by the International Criminal Court in The Hague. Charles Taylor armed, supported and influenced rebels during the civil war in Sierra Leone in return for diamonds. He sat with a forlorn expression as he heard the catalogue of crimes those rebels committed, including conscripting child soldiers and terrorising the population with murder, mutilations, rape and slavery. He's the first head of state to be found guilty of war crimes since the Nuremberg trials of the Nazis. In a moment, reaction to the verdict from our correspondent at The Hague. But first, Paul Brand reports.
People were beheaded and their heads displayed on checkpoints, public executions and amputations, conscripting or enlisting child soldiers, women and girls were raped in public, people were burned alive in their homes.
It was not Charles Taylor's hand that committed those acts, but it was his mind that helped facilitate them.
The trial chamber unanimously finds you guilty of aiding and abetting the commission of the following crimes.
The judge went on to read out 11 crimes against humanity, all relating to this conflict. Charles Taylor was found guilty of helping rebels in Sierra Leone to kill tens of thousands of people and cut off the limbs of those who did survive.
Today is for the people of Sierra Leone, who suffered horribly at the hands of Charles Taylor and his proxy forces. This judgment brings some measure of justice to the many thousands of victims who paid a terrible price for Mr. Taylor's crimes.
Taylor was president of Liberia at the time and had a taste for diamonds. His case in The Hague hinged on him selling arms in exchange for them. Witnesses included the model Naomi Campbell, who received diamonds after a dinner Taylor had also attended.
I had a knock at my door, and I opened my door, and two men were there and gave me a pouch and said, "A gift for you."
But throughout the trial, Taylor denied trading blood diamonds, insisting he'd only ever worked towards peace.
Never, ever did I receive, whether it is mayonnaise or coffee or whatever jar, never receive any diamonds from the RUF.
But after 5 years of proceedings, the truth has been found. Charles Taylor will be remembered as one of the worst African leaders and as the first to be convicted of war crimes. Paul Brand, ITV News.
Well, to our Europe correspondent Martin Geisler. Martin, lots of people in court there interested in this case. What has been their reaction?
Well, Charles Taylor himself is said by his defence lawyer to be stoic and considering appeal, but as you would anticipate, a very different reaction from his many victims and enemies inside the courtroom today, some of whom had come all the way from Sierra Leone to see justice being done. They are satisfied, they say. Some said they're absolutely delighted with today's verdict. I spoke to one gentleman just as I left the court building by the name of David Crane. He is the former chief prosecutor in this case, the man who wrote the indictment against Taylor, the architect of his downfall, if you like. And he said this is a victory today, not for him or for the court, but for the people of Sierra Leone. He was quick to remind that Charles Taylor is responsible for the murder, the rape and the mutilation of more than 1 million people. And that's what today was all about. That's what the last 5 years have been about, bringing him to justice for those crimes. One other man I spoke to before I left the court building just now is a chap called by the name of Edward Songo Conte, who is the president of the Sierra Leone Amputees and War Wounded Association. He said he was delighted to be in court to see history made today, but he won't be completely satisfied until Taylor is sentenced, and that will happen at the end of next month.
Martin, thank you.